Her Opinion Show, the podcast you didn't know you needed. Real talk, bold truth, her voice, her vision, her rules. Let's get into it.
Well, we are back again. Her Opinion Show. Hey, everybody. And today with me, I have a lifelong friend of mine, Jackie Barretta. Or Barretta. What are you? I'm not good with that. But anyways, we've been friends for a long time, and
they don't want to say how long.
We're not going to put numbers out there, but we look good.
Okay.
We look
it's
good.
okay. When they told me, I was shocked.
Yeah. Yes.
Childhood friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so one of the things you have something going on right now that's truly special, and I think it's something great, which is why we put this topic together for the show. So the name of the show, let's see, Sober, Strong, and Thriving.
Love it. Yes.
And you're thriving right now.
I'm thriving.
Okay.
Definitely.
So that's what we want to talk about, because we have been friends for a long time. So we've had a journey, a lot of fun stories to tell, of a lot of drinking involved.
A lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some shit we don't remember.
You're right.
Yeah.
Some of it we don't remember. Lestrada days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
and even before that.
God.
And we've had many fun times under the influence, for sure.
Yes. And
Many
so,
that you wish you could have remembered, but you didn't.
and many I do not want to remember. More I don't want to remember than I do.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, you have, you listen, luckily we're still here today. Let's just put it that way, because sometimes drinking can cause things that you don't want to remember or wish never happened.
Embarrassed or
but most of the time people have a good time and they don't think about those things, or what you look like. Thank God we didn't have social
what
media.
your friends say.
Thank God we didn't have social media back then, because
But I
hell.
have some pictures.
Yeah.
I have some pictures.
And those don't.
I
those
know.
are scary too.
And maybe some of your friends were like, "Girl, I mean, we had fun, but you kind of overdid it."
Don't post those on MySpace.
No,
Yeah,
MySpace.
MySpace.
Golly, we're taking it back.
Nobody knows what that is now.
Some of our
I
followers
know.
do.
You're gonna have to Google that.
But fast forward, fast track, we are here now and you're sober.
I'm
so
sober.
let's talk about how you got here. What made you say, I no longer want to drink, I am going to do this and I'm going to stick with this journey, and how you got here?
Yeah. So the journey started pretty much on the weekends. After I would drink, I would wake up with the feeling of, man, I can't do this anymore. I would be sick. And then get ready and do it again.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So just to kind of preface a little bit, I didn't really start drinking till I was about 30. Okay. Then I started drinking, and my drink of choice was coconut rum and pineapple juice.
Oh, and that's easy
That's
drinking.
lightweight.
Yeah.
That's not even a drink. That's a liqueur.
Yeah.
So come fast forward. I did that, maybe added a little vodka here and there, then go fast forward to pre-COVID or COVID. COVID is where it was like a game changer. I started drinking more.
Because you were staying home more.
Staying home. I remember doing Zoom, our Zoom happy hour.
Yes, we even had a Zoom
about
happy
12
hour.
of us.
That got really popular. People were doing that a lot.
We did it. And what were we doing? Come Thursday, we started drinking at home. Prior to that, I never really drank at home. I would only drink on the weekend. Usually I was either driving myself, so I didn't drink too much, or I had maybe a working out class the next morning. So I didn't drink too much.
Yeah.
But come COVID, started drinking a lot. And I never really drank wine or beer.
That's what I was asking. Did you start with wine, beer?
Never wine. It was coconut Malibu, or what is it?
She was going to the liquor store to pick up that coconut rum.
Coconut rum and pineapple juice.
Malibu.
Tequila. Like, it was like that jump, like that, and because my thing was, I wanted to be a little health conscious. So you want to drink the clear alcohols.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. You want to drink the clear. You want to have a shot is better than having a lot of fruity drinks. Though I love my Margies. That's probably my favorite drink. I miss that drink. But, I just found that I was just drinking a lot during that time, from Thursday probably to Sunday. You know, we couldn't really get out, but I was at home drinking. I would do the liquor run, you know, make sure there's liquor at home.
The liquor stores were thriving during that time.
They knew you when you came in. They're like, hey, Jackie.
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you, though, a big part of that is because there is such a dependency on alcohol that they knew that they couldn't stop selling this alcohol. So it wasn't that they were really trying to make a lot of money. Yeah, that's part of it. But really, there's people that are highly dependent on alcohol, and therefore they had to do that. So, but that was open. So that was our little getaway, right? So always had liquor. And then from there, I met my boyfriend, and he plays in a band. And so from there, I was really at the bars, at the club, doing what? Waiting on him to perform.
Getting a little drink.
Getting a drink. I was the one drunk every night while they were working.
You were in the
because
front.
I'm there by myself, right? I'm just hanging out. But what? I'm bored. So what do? I drink. And then I found that I was just drinking a lot more than what I usually drank. And I would wake up and I just didn't feel good. And even times I would chase a buzz. I would drink and not even be buzzed. And I would think about, I was like, okay, what am I doing?
And not
here?
only that, spending on that, you know?
Spending money. Get there.
Yes.
So spending, we would spend money at the bars. It's not always free. We would spend money at the bars.
And it's more expensive than buying it at a liquor store.
We would have some in the car. We would get our
in
roadie.
the car too.
Yeah, because we would have a roadie to get to the place.
And it's cheaper.
It's just
drink it in.
You start having your drink as you're getting ready. You know, you're getting into that vibe of going out. And we just did it every weekend, sometimes even Thursday. There was always an event somewhere to go. So that's where I just really started I had to take a long look at myself in the mirror. I would wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, puffy, just not looking like myself. And I'm like, what?
Did you get
looking
sick?
like the devil?
Yeah, that's another thing.
No, and I'll talk to you about I would see the devil. The devil comes out at the bars at about 12.
I know.
I have stories about that too. Sober, I see it now.
Yes.
So I'm
But
like,
were you sick?
Yes.
Like, would you drink to the point where you would be hungover the next day? Or
So yes. And reason is I'm drinking tequila. Pretty much.
So you switched from rum, you went all the way to tequila.
She's all in now.
She was all in.
I'm all in. It's top shelf. I always made sure top shelf stuff.
Dang, even top shelf?
But even that, like, just because guess what? It's a toxin.
Yes.
Your body doesn't want it in its body.
And let's be honest, when you get to a certain age, it hits different.
Yeah, 30 is just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, 29.
I'm like, at 30 years old, it's like
You just turned 30 and everything changed.
everything changes. Everything changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's your body telling you this is not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I had to have a long look at myself, long talk with myself and say, this is not you. Like, what are you doing? Why are you picking up drinking now?
I'm not happy, even
Why are
after
you
all
picking up
that.
drinking
Yeah.
now? And then the other thing was during the week, what am I doing? I'm doing keto. I'm going to the gym. I'm spending money on this expensive collagen that I want to take because I want to still look good. I'm doing this and that. And here I am on
Destroying
the weekend,
it.
Yeah.
just blowing it all away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, so I had to really look at myself and I said, you know, I'm not going to drink. I didn't say I'm going to be sober from now on.
Yeah.
I didn't say I'm going to stop drinking forever, but I said I need to stop drinking. So I stopped drinking. And
Was there like a moment that you, like something happened, or was it just
nothing
waking up?
happened? And that's what I didn't want to happen.
Yeah.
I saw enough signs to say this is not good for me. So I didn't want to hit the rock bottom, right?
You don't have to be an alcoholic to say I don't want to do it
Yeah.
or I don't enjoy it.
Correct. But see, what happens is there's a little bit of a misconception in saying, like, I only drink on the weekend. So that's an occasional drinker. No, that's not. We're considered, at this point, I'm considered a moderate to heavy drinker because it's 4 or more drinks a week that you're considered that. If you really look at what statistically or, you know, what the
whether you do it
The
like
guidelines.
like
guidelines
in
are.
2 days or in 1 day, it's the
Correct.
same.
And guess what? On the weekend, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
For sure. And my body was telling me that. Like, I know that. Like, no one really needs to tell me because my body's feeling it. You're puffy throughout the rest of the week. It takes a few days. Different tequilas take longer. that clase azul.
Yeah, and that
Oh
water
man, I
retention.
was drunk the next day. I mean, I could feel it like on a Monday,
Oh.
and I would
Oh,
drink
wow.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
So these are just the effects on my body. So I was like, no, I have to stop. I'm just going to try it. So yeah, I remember waking up. So it was March 31st. I'd have to look back and see. I'd have to look back at my pictures and see what happened.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it was a
Let me
really
go back and
drunk
pin
night.
like,
Sober, drunk,
Yes,
sober, drunk.
I can tell you, like, there's a pictures, and April 1st, I was like, I'm not drinking anymore.
And then she's like, April Fools. No, I'm kidding. No.
it's a joke.
It's a joke. Just kidding. And so then, it felt good. And I started sleeping better.
Mhm.
I wasn't really sleeping.
Yeah.
I would take magnesium to help me sleep, but I wasn't really sleeping. I wasn't rested.
Right.
So that's what I noticed. I noticed the puffiness in my body, like it was just overall gone. And it takes a while, depending on how long and how much you're drinking. It takes a while for it to truly get out
And
of your
I can
system.
I can say that it's 100% true because
Mhm.
you've been looking really good. Not that you never did before, because you've always been beautiful, but you
You're
can
glowing,
see it.
yeah.
You can definitely see it. Your skin changes, your body. You're not carrying, like you said, that extra
Yeah.
puffiness, water weight.
I know. You're trying to lose weight, and then you're thinking, why can't I lose weight?
Why isn't it
I
my weight loss shot?
I
working?
know.
And as we get wiser, not
Yeah.
older, but wiser, our body changes.
Yeah.
And then all this thing, I was like, again, I had to really think about what it is that I want, what it is. And this goes back to that self-worth, self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. And then not to mention the whole COVID thing, like I want to be healthy.
Mhm.
God forbid something else happen, we get sick again. We have to be in our best state
Mhm.
because really that's something that we can control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it affects your liver.
It affects our liver.
Yeah,
It affects
and
everything.
affects everything.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our
everything.
brain.
It definitely is affecting my eyesight.
Listen, our brain.
Yeah.
So if you drink regularly, it really does, like it makes holes in your brain and
It's
it
crazy.
shrinks up your gray matter. And we need that.
And
So there's-
especially when you start putting in like Alzheimer's and things like
All
that,
that.
memory loss and the fog, just the
Yeah.
fog alone, that's
All
scary.
that.
It
All
really
that.
is.
All that. So what I found for myself that I just had to do this for me. I had to be more intentional with what I wanted. And I wanted to be more present.
Mhm.
I wanted to actually deal with the things that I needed to deal
Mhm.
with. And not to say that I drank to mask, because I know a lot of people do mask or
Mhm.
cope,
Mhm.
but I knew that there was things that may come up that I was going to then have to push through with
Mhm.
and not depend on the alcohol to just kind of cover things up.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And-
just on that point, I think it's really important because some people, that's what they do. They
Yes.
drink to mask things.
Yes.
Or drink just to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing. Like I
Like,
don't
yeah,
want to
I'm
go
not gonna
tonight,
have fun
but I'm
unless
going to
I
have 2
drink.
drinks so I can feel better and get in the
Right.
mood.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get into the whole spiritual side of that part.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, those are all these things that definitely I could see. Like, it's like so easy to say the reasons why not to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But do you actually do it?
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
thing.
Right. And I think part of that, because I remember thinking like, oh, now is not a good time. You look at the calendar.
Mhm.
Now's not a good time to stop. Guess what? It's never going to be a good time to stop.
Exactly.
There's always going to be an event. And that doesn't mean that you can't go and have fun with your friends.
Right.
It just means that you really
Sometimes. I mean, depends on your friends.
I know.
Yeah. Yes. Well, but see,
Yeah.
this is what you have to think about. These are these
Cut the friends.
these
Yeah.
listen, these are the real those talks to yourself. If all you guys have in common
Yeah.
is drinking, you really have to think about like,
Yeah.
is this the people you want to be
Right.
around?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, we can have great friends and we drink. We can go out and have a good time. I'm not saying cut your friends and all that.
No, I'm laughing because
No.
when you're sober, they're really boring.
I know.
But that's it. You like, okay, I will say this. Like, yes, sometimes I can be a little boring, right?
I don't-
Because I'm not drunk.
I think it depends who you're talking with because at my age, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I'm hanging out with, a 17-year-old. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? That like the younger you are, you're not there yet. You don't like there's priorities are different for
Yes.
people. And that's not boring to me. I
Right.
have no
Mhm.
problems hanging out sober.
Yeah, yeah. So that's you learn. you learn to do things sober. That's what I've had to do because I'm still out at the bars.
Right.
I'm still out there.
So do you
Not as
have that
much.
self-control though?
I do.
Yeah, which is a lot of people's problems where they think, oh, well, I'm not drinking. Well, I can't go to the bar.
Or you
Well, for
don't
some
even
people-
think. You just take the drink
Right.
Yeah.
without thinking about it and
Yeah.
being like, oh shit, I'll start tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
People have FOMO. They
Yeah.
have the fear of missing out. And that happens a lot. I remember thinking, that means I'm not going to be able to go here. But then I had to just retrain myself. Yeah, I can go here. I'm just not going to be drinking. And it's really cool to see it from a sober perspective.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, there's certain places around Houston, around surrounding areas in Houston, that at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, there's a shift.
The spirits come out.
There's a shift.
The spirits from those
for real.
spirits.
It's for real.
Everyone looks different.
Mhm.
All
Oh, yeah.
the girls that came in pretty aren't as pretty anymore.
Ooh.
And it
Or
just
they
looks
were
different.
not as pretty and they're pretty now.
No, because I'm sober.
kidding.
No,
Not to
you're the
her.
sober one.
Not to
Okay.
her.
Oh,
They
not
look,
to her.
I'm
Okay.
telling you.
No,
they
that's the
look-
joke on the
I
drunk
know,
people.
and the drunk
So
people.
the pretty girls at the end of the day, are they looking pretty when they
Yeah.
leave?
Are they
Like they're looking tore up because
Yeah.
at this point they're inebriated. They
Yeah.
have alcohol in their system. They look different. Alcohol will give you a crazy
Oh,
look.
for sure.
And then
Yeah.
who knows what else they're taking, right? Which is crazy. So I explain it as everyone just turns into that little animal on the Muppets.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Everyone is just
Yeah.
wild. And
Yeah.
it's crazy to see from a sober perspective. It really is. It's very interesting.
Well, if you don't know, I mean, one of the things that I learned a year ago is like we don't even think about is where did the name spirit come from?
Yeah.
It's a
They're
spirit.
spirits. Yeah.
You're putting spirits into your body that act like that
Yeah.
and go crazy like that.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy when you think about that, how you take this stuff in and without thinking about it, you think, oh, I'm sober the next day. I'm fine. No,
Right.
what's still in your
Yeah,
body?
exactly.
What are you walking around with that you don't even know?
Exactly.
And every day is a day to say, I'm not going to put this toxin or whatever in my body and
Or something
my
that you
skin-
did
keep
that
my-
you didn't want to do.
Make
the
a
night
decision,
before,
yeah.
make a decision that you didn't want to do because it makes you act a way that, a certain
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. And I'll use this example. I was sober. My boyfriend at the time wasn't sober. He's sober now. But he wasn't sober. And he made up this story because he was drinking.
Yeah.
And it was accusatory to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, babe, that's not the way it happened.
And I
Yeah.
was sober.
And I'm sober. And he just, in his heart,
He
Just
knew that
knew.
it happened that way.
that it happened this
Yeah.
way. And I was like, I was so happy that I was sober because that fight would have spiraled had we
And
both
you
been
needed,
drunk.
and if you had a video, that would have even been better.
Yes. And I just, the next morning, I'm ready. I'm ready for him to wake up. Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting. And I'm like, hey,
Did he
What?
remember?
no. Something he was so passionate about.
Yeah.
He didn't remember. He apologized for being out of pocket.
Mhm.
And he just was so upset. But he was, at that moment, he was so passionate and he was so accusatory.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol makes you believe
Mhm.
that something else is happening.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lie.
And it's crazy when you look at them in the eyes and they're talking to you.
Yes.
It's when you're sober and looking at somebody like that's kind of scary.
It is.
Yeah. And I can't stand being around people that become aggressive when they're drunk.
Oh,
Like for me, I mean, if I'm in, I don't get drunk often, but if I do, I'm a happy drunk.
Happy
Like
drunk,
I'm
yeah.
happy and like I feel like, oh, I should do this more often, you know? But the ones that get aggressive and start pushing you and then like accusing
Yeah.
you, and I'm like, then see it sober.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
even worse. That you're
Yes.
like, ew, I'm friends
What
with
kinda-
you.
yeah.
Or I'm married to
I
you.
know.
I'm dating
Yes.
you. You know, that's the scary part, I think. And that's another reason why people kind of get scared because maybe the people you're going to be around, you don't want to be around them anymore.
Correct. Yeah.
and it is scary because that's people get in fights and things like that. That's why sometimes I don't even want to be going out at night because of that.
yeah.
Like you said, there's a shift.
There's a shift and people are not in their right mind.
Mhm.
People overdrink. And that's the thing about alcohol too. You really can't go out there and say, I'm going to drink a little bit. Because there's really not such thing.
Yeah.
When you're a drinker, you're
Mhm.
drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're in it.
You're
Yeah.
in it. So that's why there has to be a really solid line you're drinking or you're not drinking.
Well,
Because-
speaking of drinking real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but I need a drink right now.
Yes.
So you brought some drinks for us.
Yes, these are awesome.
I've been drinking them already. Yeah.
Grab yours.
They're awesome drinks that have adaptogens in it. This one
Okay.
specifically has green tea, ashwagandha, lion's mane, reishi mushrooms, and a cherry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so does it have a taste that kind of gives you like maybe you're drinking a little alcohol, or
No,
is
It says it boosts your mood. No wonder I'm in a
it-
good
it-
mood
okay.
right now. I've
It
been
is a
drinking
food-
it.
Yes, it does not make you feel like you're buzzing or anything.
okay?
But I will say,
And it's
like a sparkling
non-alcoholic.
water.
non-alcoholic,
Yeah.
sparkling water, low calorie. You
Yeah.
know, pretty easy,
Mhm.
nice drink. So it's a nice little mocktail. It's just
so
for
boost
happy
your
mind.
mood. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign
Yeah,
because
it's
you
really
can
awesome.
boost your mood without the alcohol.
Yeah.
I like this.
And they
Okay.
taste really good, actually.
Yeah, they're really good.
You know, I know people.
So now that you're sober, what do you notice? What changes do you see? Maybe just within yourself, your body, skin, stuff like
yeah,
that.
so my hair,
Mm-hmm.
my skin. So I'm 100% all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink anymore, so I know that I'm going to make it to that workout the next morning.
Mhm.
So I am more likely when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there. My body is, as I'm getting wiser, my body's changing.
Right.
But I can tell that because I'm not working out, I'm not overeating at night.
Mm-hmm.
So that, in a sense, again, is, I'm ready to work out in the mornings, and that component is just not there. I'm just more present.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more present.
And
But
being
you'd
able to
still
say
go
no
out.
to that.
But you still go out.
I still
and
go
you
out.
still go. I mean, what happens whenever somebody offers you a drink, or do you feel like it's harder or hard? Because you do, you said, oh yeah, I miss, a drink here or there, but like, what's your reaction?
Yeah. So everyone is always like, oh my gosh, what happened? They
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
want to know
Yeah.
the story. So it's funny because, when you say, no, I don't drink. Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
What happened?
Are you pregnant? No.
Yeah. It's like, or I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Because you look young enough to be.
Thanks, but no, I'm not. So that's always the question, which is funny that our society,
Yeah.
Right.
instead of asking or being like,
Or
hey,
just be like, good for you.
Yeah.
there's a joke. I know one of the comedians is like, whenever someone tells you they don't do heroin anymore, they're just going to say, oh, I understand.
Yeah.
But when it's alcohol, it's like, oh, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why aren't you drinking?
Mhm.
So, there is a little bit of a kind of a different stance on
Mhm.
it. We are expected to drink.
Mhm.
We are expected to accept alcohol.
Mhm.
And really, we really need to see what our effects are with alcohol in our body.
Mhm.
And just look it up. I challenge everyone. This is my challenge. I would love everyone. If you've ever woken up and said, I can't do this anymore, or have this toxic relationship with alcohol,
Mhm.
like most of us do, I challenge you to not drink for 3 months. Dry January is just not enough
Right.
for you to really see what it does to your body, what changes it does. Now, I do have to say that if you drink daily and you have, alcohol use disorder, I don't recommend stopping drinking, right? Because
Cold
there's-
turkey.
you cannot do that. You need some medical intervention because there are some serious alcohol withdrawals that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that can
right.
happen.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that drinks, on the weekend,
Mhm.
like me, I challenge you to just stop drinking for 3 months. If you can barely make it to 3 months, do another 3 months.
Mm.
If you,
Don't have a celebratory drink.
if you feel like I can't do this, you really should,
Yeah.
because alcohol has a grip on you
Yeah.
and you don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is holding you back just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit, like,
I think everybody should be able at least take a break. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not in it to stop, then at least take a break just to see
Yeah.
how you feel as a person.
And if it's
Without it.
controlling you, you got to kind of,
Yeah.
say to yourself, I'm not going to let anything control me.
And especially if you
Exactly.
make bad decisions and do
Yeah.
bad things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Or you find that, I think there was someone, I listen to a lot of different podcasts. They talk about borrowing time,
Mm-hmm.
borrowing tomorrow's time. Like
Mhm.
today, you're like, oh, forget
Mhm.
tomorrow. I'm going to drink today. But what you're truly doing is borrowing tomorrow's time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it's taken away from tomorrow. Tomorrow,
You
you're gonna
don't
be
even know if you
recovering.
have tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we don't even know that.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And so now, how is it like going out and stuff like that? Because obviously there's always an alternative to drink something that's not revolved around alcohol. So whether it's a mocktail, which I don't really care for mocktails because they're full of sugar, there's a bunch of syrups in them. I don't.
And
I'd rather.
expensive.
Yeah, exactly. They're the same price.
I'm like, no.
I don't understand that part. They're the same price as if you put the alcohol in it, which should tell you that.
Yeah.
But what's your go-to? What do you like to order?
So I'll usually do like Topo Chico and maybe a little bit of pineapple juice. Or
That's what I
just
like.
water.
Yeah.
Or when I'm feeling really crazy, get a Coca-Cola.
Okay, she's not giving up all toxins.
After 3, I'm on the table dancing.
Yeah. She's like, I'm up all night with that caffeine.
I'm like, once the caffeine hits.
I mean, truly, when you don't do something a lot, it really kicks in. You
Yes.
feel it a lot more when you're, taking it for, like, caffeine can hit you. Like, that's for some people.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really, really great subject. I think that a lot of our viewers really needed to hear it because maybe they are going through that and trying to make that decision whether to stop. What's going to be the effects? Am I still going to be the fun person?
Right.
I think that's a lot of people's worry that if they just stop completely, that they're not going to have friends, not going to be
Or
fun.
that you can just say no. Because I think 100% you can say no. Like, how many times I'm not drinking today, and you actually don't drink that night.
Yeah.
And you wake up refreshed. You feel great.
Best feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think I'm there. Like, I've come to that point in my life. I've said that like a couple of years now already. And even when I drink, it's just like my body and my gut tells me it's not for you.
Like
It's not
literally
for
your
you.
gut.
My gut
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
tells me it's not for me because it's just a hot mess.
Mhm.
And I can't even drink heavy. I've never been able to take shots. People start taking shots. I'm like, I'm out.
This is my
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm like, no, so vodka, here and there, but I've always been a wimp. I just needed the like light stuff, kind of like you, but more like wine or stuff like that. So I've tried and it's just like my parents aren't even heavy drinkers.
Yeah.
And so I knew that was going to come from me,
Yeah.
but I think I don't see myself being old and drinking.
Yeah.
Hey,
I know.
there's going to be a video of me other
I know.
I know that one time I said this, but it was a lie. But it is
Yeah.
Girl, she's 80 years old in the old folks' home, still drinking.
Yeah. I think
She
that's
got a keg.
that's a big wake up call. I mean, my dad's 82. He stopped drinking, I don't know, like 40 something
or
years
else
ago.
he wouldn't be 82 years
Yes,
old.
I know. And he's still healthy. His mind is all there and everything. And
I
so,
think I'm feeling the mushrooms already.
Oh,
right?
really? Ooh.
wait, this has something else in it?
I know. I just got a little lightheaded. Look, the shrooms. No.
Now, I do want to say this. I've taken virgin tequila because they do have all this.
What?
They have-
No
Tequila
way.
with
That's
no
something to
alcohol?
look into.
Yes, virgin
Huh.
tequila. This was in LA.
Okay.
At a bar.
Because that's very popular over there. A lot of people are
Yes.
not
So there's a
drinking.
lot of
Yeah.
sober bars over there.
Yeah.
They're called dry bars.
dry bars. Yeah.
And there's a lot of it's actually a bar, no alcohol, that's non-alcoholic friendly, all that, which is really nice.
Maybe coming soon. We're the first
I
dry bar.
know.
Very nice. But what was weird, I don't know if my mind just remembered the buzz with the taste, but I drank
be.
it and I swear that I was buzzed for like 5 seconds.
But
And it
maybe
went away.
And it went away
Mhm.
really quick.
And it went away.
Did it have like shrooms or anything in
No.
it?
That
Nothing
memory
in there.
sensors.
Yes.
Something in
I
your.
felt buzzed and I was like, oh my gosh, did I have real tequila? And
Yeah.
I
But
was
no,
like,
they-
it
it's
was
scary.
gone.
But maybe they do put something in there that had it like an alternative for a natural feeling.
I'm not sure, but it was just that tequila, it was really interesting. I've never
Let's go
tried
back.
it again.
I'm
We need
just
to
kidding.
try it. We need to try it.
Okay, we'll just order
on
it.
the next
Try it again.
episode of
On the
her
next try,
opinion.
Yeah, we got the tequila.
Very interesting. Very interesting. But
One-
again, my mind, it's like almost like muscle memory kind
Yeah.
of in a sense.
Yeah.
No, but then that also is part of it too. Like, do we overact when we're drinking? That like,
Yeah.
because when you're just doing this and not thinking about it, and then all of a sudden feeling like, wait, I think I am feeling
Yeah, I
something, and all of a
know.
sudden you're feeling funnier
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's kind of a mental thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take the alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what goes back to who are you really if
Mhm.
you're dependent on alcohol
To have a good time.
to have a good time or to be this other person.
Yeah.
You're really not being your true self.
Mhm.
For sure.
You
I
know,
agree.
so I want to be out there dancing sober.
I just have more rhythm.
But you know what?
Or you think you look one way, but you don't.
Hey, damn, she used to dance really good. What happened to her?
No, you think you have more rhythm because alcohol is making you believe that, but you're dancing the same.
And your friends were drunk too.
They thought you. Nobody knows they're following you.
They all thought.
Oh God, that's funny though. That is funny.
But no, it's what alcohol makes you think.
Mhm.
You're fine.
Mhm.
Yes, I will say, dancing sober at first, you feel a little silly
Mhm.
because I remember always saying,
Mhm.
I'm not drunk enough yet to dance.
I need a drink first.
I need a drink first. It's
Yeah.
just not the case
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah.
You get up and dance. You can be the first one up there. No one cares.
Mhm.
No one really cares. So just do your thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then your drunk friends will follow you.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
my drunk friends
I'm
are waiting to get drunk.
They're already there. They're already there. They're on the table.
Yes, and listen, I can still hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. If you ask me about my journey, I'm happy to tell you what my
Yeah.
journey and why I stopped.
Mhm.
And I encourage everyone to just try it because it's not going to hurt you. If anything, it's going to it's going to improve some part of your life.
And
it's
look,
really awesome.
sobriety is actually a trend now too. A lot of people
Oh,
are
yeah.
doing it because they just want to be a part of it and do it, which is great, I think. Because if it's a trend or whatever to get you there, I think that's a great thing. And then you realize you like it,
Mhm.
and then you stick with it. Then you go on a healthy journey and
Yeah.
you go deeper into other things. And I think the biggest thing is just realizing how great your body feels.
Yeah.
I think that is the plus from it. It doesn't have to be about, I mean, if you're not even going out anymore, that's even a plus because
Yeah.
it's easier. Like you said, some people, they just casually
Yeah.
drink at home.
Yeah.
And not
And-
have to wait till they go to rock bottom
Mhm.
because a
don't.
lot of people wait
Right.
until they're at that point and then they want to change. You don't have to.
Like why?
That's why I like your story that it was just something that you realized.
I really
That's what I have to do.
hmm
So how do you deal with stress and stuff now? Hit the gym?
I hit the gym. I really try to take stressors out of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am very, I'm not going to over
Let it go.
stretch
and just-
myself. I'm not going to put myself in an environment where I know there's going to be stress. I really try to be better about boundaries.
Mhm.
One. But working out is one. I've picked up Pilates and going to the gym, roller skating.
Oh, that's
I
right.
picked up
Yes.
roller
Really?
skating.
Are you going to get
With
at that?
I want to get really good at it, and I really want because it's so cool. It's a vibe. Guess what? Go to a roller rink, Dairy
Yeah.
Asher roller rink
Mhm.
on Thursdays.
Do you
Nobody's
have the
drinking?
little
got
Nobody's
Nobody's
Nobody's drinking
the
with the
training
kids?
wheels to it?
No,
No?
I bought my own. No, I
Okay.
don't need that. I can skate.
I have to use it if I, go.
can skate. No, I got my own skates. I
Okay.
invested in some really nice
Okay.
skates. And I can skate. I just want to get really good and do the cool tricks like Usher did.
Mhm.
at
Her videos are coming soon.
Yeah.
I know.
Y'all stay tuned. I'll
Yeah.
send you the link.
Yeah.
She's going to be jump roping. She's going to be jump roping with it.
You'd be like, is that
But
Jack?
it's
That's
amazing
her.
how you, like we were just talking about with our other guests, is like you get back into passion or hobbies or things that
Yes.
you've always wanted to
to
do.
replace
But
that. Yeah.
you have time now. You have
Yeah.
clarity and you start doing, but then you follow through, right?
Yeah,
you
you follow
actually
through.
do it.
You actually do it. It's not just all the ideas that we had when we're when
Mhm.
we're drinking. We have
Yeah.
all these ideas, but we actually follow through now, and we make ourselves basically accountable
Mhm.
because that component of the alcohol is not there
Yeah.
anymore. It just holds us back a little bit.
Oh, for
it
sure.
really does.
For
it
sure.
really does. So we definitely more clarity, and I really want to get good at skating. So maybe
So, okay.
next time
I'll get your video, girl. I'll record you. You just let me know.
here she is.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a close up away. No, but
I think it's really cool.
it is. I mean, and the thing is it doesn't matter because you think it's cool
Right.
and you want to do it and
Right.
you're gonna, make those videos and
Maybe
go viral.
it'll become a trend for everyone.
Well, there's a
to
lot
do
of people that do it, and
Yeah.
they have really great viral
Yeah.
videos on it. I
Yes.
think and people like when you're falling and doing in between before you get there.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, I'm just proud of you. I love that you love where you're at and that you look amazing.
Yes.
And I think that this is your time,
For sure.
because whenever you're in your path of where you're supposed to be, everything just works out.
Yeah.
And I
Me
do
too.
genuinely believe that. And I hope for anybody out there that if you're in this place that you feel like you might want to try being sober, just do it. I mean, if
Just
you
make the
fall and make a
decision.
mistake, I mean, you just do it again.
Just get up and
do
go.
it.
Just do
Just
it.
do it.
And that's not Nike. That's
No,
Yeah.
that's her opinion. That's her opinion.
Yeah, I'm no quitter, but I'm gonna quit.
Be
Yes.
a quitter with me.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming on, Jackie.
Thank you.
Love
for
you,
having
girl.
me.
Great conversation.
Yes, this is a very important topic.
Yes.
And so, cheers to our
Cheers.
sober mocktails.
Woo!
Well,
Cheers.
mocktails,
Yeah.
And cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See y'all next time.